Sometimes the smallest acts change the world. What if a little girl's love saved an entire nation? Hello, young adventurers. I'm Professor Roarwell. Today, an extraordinary story. Brave Miriam, whose family love sparked a miracle echoing through history. Long ago in Egypt, land of pyramids and the Nile, lived the Hebrew people. A new pharaoh, fearing their growing numbers, now ruled. This pharaoh, hardened by fear, declared all Hebrew baby boys must be thrown into the Nile. Families trembled. Mothers clutched their children. Fathers despaired. But in one humble Hebrew home, a story of courage was about to unfold, beginning with the smallest hands and the biggest heart. In a small home lived Amram, Jochebed, and their children, Aaron and Miriam. Their lives were a mix of joy and constant fear. Then baby Moses arrived, a beautiful new life, but his birth brought immediate danger. Pharaoh's soldiers were everywhere, watching. For 3 months Jochebed hid Moses, keeping him silent. But as he grew, his cries became stronger. Hiding him would soon be impossible. That's when young Miriam made a brave decision.
"Mama," she said, "what if we don't hide Moses from the river but trust him to it? We'll make a special basket to keep him safe, and I'll watch over him, I promise."
With trembling hands but determined hearts, the family began to weave. They gathered papyrus reeds, Jochebed waterproofing the basket with tar and pitch, creating a tiny ark of hope. As they worked, Miriam whispered stories to baby Moses, of a God who watches over his people. Moses cooed, as if he understood. The morning came. With the sun painting the sky, the family made their way to the Nile, a mirror of possibilities stretching before them. Jochebed placed Moses gently in his basket. Her tears fell as she kissed his forehead, whispering a mother's prayer. With courage, she set the basket among the reeds. As the basket floated gently on the Nile, a parade of curious animals gathered. Frogs croaked, birds chirped, and even a friendly hippo peeked out, as if the whole river was watching over baby Moses. A gentle sparkle of magic seemed to dance on the water, as if the river itself was protecting him. But Miriam, brave Miriam, stayed behind, hidden among the tall grasses.
"I'll watch over him, Mama," she had promised.
Miriam crouched among the reeds, eyes fixed on the precious basket bobbing gently. Her heart pounded, but her resolve was firm. She would guard her baby brother. Suddenly, refined voices. Through the reeds, Miriam saw Pharaoh's daughter and her attendants arriving for their morning bath. The princess was beautiful, but Miriam's breath caught. This was Pharaoh's daughter, whose father ordered the death of Hebrew babies. What if she found Moses? The princess spotted the basket immediately. "What's that floating among the reeds?" she asked, curiosity piqued. A servant waded in and brought the basket to shore. When the princess lifted the lid, baby Moses's tiny eyes opened. He looked right at her and, instead of crying, smiled, a radiant, joyful smile. "This is one of the Hebrew children," the princess whispered, her voice filled with wonder, not anger. Moses began to cry, and her heart melted. This was Miriam's moment. Taking a deep breath, she stepped out from her hiding place. Miriam stepped forward. "Excuse me, Your Highness," she said, her voice clear. The princess, surprised, saw a young Hebrew girl whose presence commanded respect. Her heart pounding, Miriam continued, "I noticed the beautiful baby. Would you like me to find a Hebrew woman to nurse him?" The princess studied Miriam, then softly replied, "Yes, that would be wonderful." Miriam ran home, her feet barely touching the ground. "Mama, Mama," she called. "The princess wants you to nurse Moses." Jochebed arrived. The princess placed Moses in her arms. "Nurse him for me and I will pay you," she said. "I will call him Moses, because I drew him out of the water." By the Nile, a true miracle unfolded. Moses was saved, raised in Pharaoh's house as a prince, prepared for his great destiny, all because Miriam had the courage to act. Small acts of courage changed the world. Miriam's love for her baby brother saved a nation. Moses led his people from slavery to freedom. This story reminds us everyone, no matter how small, can make a difference. Young Miriam's brave heart and quick thinking changed history. Courage is standing up to bullies, helping a friend, or like Miriam, protecting loved ones and acting when needed. Next time you feel too small, remember Miriam by the river. Her courage shows that great adventures begin with small acts of love. Until next time, stay brave and look for miracles. Your moment to change the world might come. This is Professor Roarwell, reminding you, every great story begins with belief. If you enjoyed Miriam and Moses' magical adventure, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartwarming animated stories. Until next time, keep believing in miracles.
Join me as I dive into the story of Miriam and see if I can bring her bravery to life in an animated adventure. Miriam is a key figure in the Bible, known for her faith and courage. She's a shining example of what it means to trust in God, even when things seem impossible. Her story takes place in ancient Egypt, where the Israelites were facing a lot of challenges. The Israelites were being oppressed by the Egyptians, forced to work long hours in harsh conditions. It was a really tough time for them. Miriam's family was no exception. Her brother Moses was in grave danger, and Miriam's parents had to make a difficult decision to save him. Miriam's parents, Amram and Jochebed, had to think fast to protect Moses from the Egyptians' evil plan to kill all Hebrew baby boys. They put Moses in a basket and set him afloat on the Nile River, hoping someone would find him and take care of him. Miriam watched from a distance, worried sick about her little brother's fate. As fate would have it, Pharaoh's daughter found Moses and decided to adopt him as her own. Miriam's quick thinking and bravery had just saved her brother's life. She must have felt a mix of emotions, relief, happiness, and maybe even a little bit of fear about what the future held. Miriam's actions didn't stop there. She showed great courage when she stepped forward to speak to Pharaoh's daughter. She suggested that she could find a Hebrew nurse to care for Moses, and Pharaoh's daughter agreed. This was a pivotal moment in the story, as it led to Moses being raised in the royal palace. Miriam's plan had worked, and Moses grew up in the palace, receiving an education fit for a future leader. Meanwhile, Miriam and her family continued to face challenges, but they remained faithful to God. Miriam's bravery and faith had set the stage for her brother's future successes. As the story unfolds, Miriam plays a significant role in the liberation of the Israelites from Egyptian slavery. Her faith and courage inspire others to trust in God, even in the face of adversity. Miriam's legacy as a hero of faith has endured for centuries. Miriam's story teaches us about the power of faith and bravery in the face of adversity. Her actions had a lasting impact on her family and the Israelites. If you've been inspired by Miriam's story, leave a comment below and let me know about your favorite Bible characters. Don't forget to check out my other videos for more inspirational stories from the Bible.